Hello everybody, it's your boy Tsukiko, and today we're going to be playing the Great Ace Attorney Chronicles. Now, this is one of the few games that I have wanted to play but I have not finished. And just so you know, I think, yeah, so this game you can go like all the way to the end if you want. I haven't even beaten the second episode. So, what we're going to do is, I'm just going to play. I'm going to actually have a first, like,
歴史的な開国から数十年、文明開化の大号令のもと、極東の島国にまさに今西洋文化の大波が押し寄せていた。活気に満ち溢れる帝都の民は変化、革新の熱気にむせ返り、その変化に戸惑う者も飲み込んで、時代は大きなうねりの中にあった。そして今、そんな時代を舞台に一つの物語が幕を開く。
I'm sorry if it got in the way. You know, but this is like one of the few games that I wanted to record, like an actual recording thing, that I can actually give my first, like, honest, reactions. So this is gonna be fun. You're about to see how bad my reading is. I still can't believe it. I still can't believe this is happening. How can it be that just beyond the doors to this quiet little chamber is the biggest court in Japan, waiting to decide my fate? What? Oh, no, nothing. Music glares, murderer. Sorry. My name is Ryunosuke Naruhodo. I am a second year student at the Imperial University. 3 days ago, I somehow find myself in the middle of a horrifying incident. And now, here I am, awaiting my trial. That's enough. He's not obligated to listen to such abuse, officer. And who are you? I'm this man's lawyer, and I'll be defending him today. Lawyer? Yes, and until the judge has given a verdict on the case, no one has the right to treat him as a criminal, so you will hold your tongue. Technicalities. Look at you. You aren't even graduated yet. But he still got that thing on him. And he also got a sword. And yet, I seem to know better than you. No. And yet, I seem to know better than you know how a court officer should behave. Right, Ryunosuke? Yes, of course. Sorry. What are you apologizing to me for? You got that yada yada does it face. Oh, no, I suppose that wasn't my fault. Also, can we just talk about how cool he is that he just has his headband blowing through the wind, even when he's indoors? But really, Kazuma, I never meant to drag you into this. I'm sorry. Ha 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 ha. There you go again, apologizing. Just like always. No, I must say, you've been all over the newspapers these past few days. University professor murdered in cold blood by a student. But obviously, you didn't actually do it, did you? Of course not. You have to believe me. I didn't do it. I can never murder someone. Then there's nothing to worry about. Straighten your head. Hold your head high. Straighten yourself up. Hold your head high. You mean, I believe you. I know you're innocent, Ryunosuke. Kazuma Asogi, my best friend, also in his second year at Yumei University. But he's far more clever than I am, a star student in fact. a qualified lawyer. Okay. He's even a qualified lawyer. Impressive, considering he's still an undergraduate. I can't read. Are you serious? It's not that impressive. The very concept of lawyers is only a few years old. Here in Japan, anyways. My qualifications don't mean much yet. You said exactly the same thing 3 days ago. But I'm proud to have a friend like you, Kazuma. Truly. 3 days ago. Yes, that's when all this started. You see how it's still blowing? It is I did not mean to do that, but it's canon that this always blows. Congratulations, Kazuma. It looks like you're going to study abroad at last. I know. I've been forever dreaming of this day. Finally, those government elites have acknowledged my academic achievements and successes in court. So you'll be representing Japan as you immerse yourself in the most sophisticated legal system in the world. Excuse me. I'm really happy for you and proud as your friend. Not a soul in the university. There's not a soul in the university who doesn't know Kazuma's name. He's a living legend. It's like there's some mysterious aura billowing around his temple. Sorry, I dropped my water bottle cap. I want to bring about change in our own legal system. That's why I have to cross the ocean to see the real thing in my own eyes. With my own eyes. The heart of the British Empire. I wish I could see it too. Then come with me. We'd have a wild time tearing up the streets of Her Majesty's city of London together. If only it was that simple. Oh dear, look at the time. I better get going. Alright, I'll see you later. I think I'll stay and enjoy this place a little while longer. Good idea. After all, it's not every day you get to visit a high-class Western restaurant like this. See you in English class tomorrow then, partner. It was straight after that. That's when it happened. Asogi, may I have a word? Professor, I didn't know you were coming. Well, this case has personal significance to me, but never mind that for now. Asogi, you should be immediately to the judge's chambers. To His Excellency's chambers? Why? He was looking for you before. Your advocating for the defense of the trial was a sudden decision. It seems there may be some confusion about procedures today as a result. Who is this man? I feel as though I've seen him at the university before. I see. I'll go at once then. I shall accompany you. Alright then, Ryunosuke. Ryunosuke. Oh my, I keep seeing it as Ryunosuke instead of Ryunosuke. I'll see you in the courtroom. Yes, thanks, Kazuma. Slicing through it. This is awkward. If I may. Yes, sorry. You must be the defendant. Ryunosuke Naruhodo, I believe. Yes, that's right. My name is Yujin Mikotoba? Yujin Mikotoba. There you go. Sorry. I'm a professor of forensic science at University. I don't know why I couldn't read university. Professor Mikotoba. I've heard that name from Kazuma before. As I recall, he's been pushing to get the government to agree to Kazuma studying abroad. Asogi has told me about you. You and he are best friends, I understand? I understand. As such, I feel you should know. Know what? Well, as you've no doubt heard, Asogi has been granted permission to go and study in Great Britain. However, if he should fail to defend you in today's trial, I'm afraid that permission will be revoked and never granted again. What? Ah, such as I suspected. You were unaware of this. I had a feeling Gisogi might have chosen not to tell you. He agreed to defend me, knowing that if he fails, his dream will be shattered. But I don't understand. Why would the government do such a thing? The administration has to choose from a large number of applicants for overseas studies. It's very difficult to persuade them to grant permission, even in the most favorable of circumstances. I don't believe it. But I didn't do it, I swear. I'm not a murderer. I'm sure that's true. Nevertheless, I can assure you that proving your innocence. Words. I can assure you that proving your innocence will be no easy task. You see, there are certain. I can read it. Peculiarities. Peculiarities. I think that's how you say it. You know what we'll do. We'll do this. I hate it when I'm playing things. Particularities? We're about to find out how to say it.
Peculiarity.
Peculiarities. There we go. Okay. You see, there will be certain particularities about today's trial. Sorry? What do you mean? You'll soon understand once proceedings get underway. But then what should I do? Well, naturally, I'm not going to suggest anything that could lead to a conviction. Right, so as soon as the trial starts, the judge will pose a certain question to the defense. When that happens, you must answer before anyone else. You must say, I do. I do? But what will the question be? Surely not, do you accept the accusations brought before you? Of course not. Defendant? Court is about to begin. Proceed to the courtroom at once. I want to see if there's a faster way that I can get the subtitles. Oh shoot. Oh wait. Turn this on to enable story mode in place of autoplay, allowing you to progress through the game automatically without having to press any button. The answers to question, presentation of evidence are all handled on the left. Yeah, I want to do that. Vibration, subtitles, skip, on. Length of time. Okay. Alright, so it's nothing. I can't do it. It would seem our. Gotta love Google. Gotta love not being able to read.
Surreptitious.
Surreptitious? Surreptitious.
Surreptitious.
That's insane. Surreptitious discussions are to be cut short. So allow me to summarize. Cosmo Isogi must not be a defense lawyer in this trial. Of course, as a defendant, the final decision is yours. What are you waiting for? Do you want to be found guilty for failing to appear? Get moving. There's no point in anyone advocating for anyone. There's no point in anyone advocating for the right to be anyway. Okay, there we go. See, we got little races on the turns. Dig it. This is it. If this trial goes badly, Cosmo's dream of studying abroad are over. And what's more, I'll be found guilty of murder. And so, with absolutely no idea of what lay ahead, I embarked on that unforgettable trial. My one and only hope of my innocence. The trial that would decide my destiny. Dual destiny. November 22nd, 9 a.m. Supreme Court of Judicature. I think it's Judicature, because Courtroom 2. So this is a courtroom. Excuse me. The Supreme Court of Justice. Excuse me. The Supreme Court of Judicature. The Supreme Court of Judicature. No court in the land has more power. I don't much like the look of those people sitting in the public gallery. Lots of military and other officers and other uniforms in there. In here, right? The powers that be have demanded that this be a secret trial. Secret trial? A trial that's closed to ordinary members of the public. Only military and government officials may attend. What? But why? It'll become clear in time. But for now, you need to concentrate. What do you know, Sky? It's about to begin. It's our main man, Judgy Boy. The court will now hear the trial of Great Ace. The prosecution is ready, Your Excellency. Before we begin, there is one point of order I would like to present. Yesterday evening, the defense made a last-minute request for a change of advocate. That's correct, Your Excellency. I made the request myself. The normal procedure is that the defendant advocacy be decided 2 days prior to the trial. As this is an unusual circumstance, I am obliged to ask for final confirmation. Who advocates for the defendant in this trial? It looks like he has like a question mark, or not, but like a scar right here, like an X, which I think was cool. This is it. This must be the question. Who's going to defend me? That's the question the professor meant. But then, if I say I do, I need to answer quickly. What should I do? We gotta answer I do. Our best plan has to be this. Your Excellency, no confirmation is needed. I wasn't done reading that. Oh, yes? Yes, good sir? What is the meaning of this unruly outburst? Well, let's see what he was saying. As I'm standing here beside the defendant, I hope it's clear who will advocate for the defense. Yes! I would like to inform the court that I, Ryomi, Ryunosuke Naruhodo, will be defending myself. You'll be... What? I can't understand this. What are you saying there, Ryunosuke? Professor Mikasoba told me everything, just now, before the trial. He said, what? He said that you studying abroad would be dashed if you were believed. How sad. It means you don't have faith in me. You think I won't be able to get you all. No, it's not that, really. It's just that, well, off chance that things don't go well for me. I can barely be the reason that you... Yeah, I knew that's how you feel. That's exactly why I decided not to fight. Professor Nicodemus should have stuck his head. Gavel! Very well. The court hereby recognizes the defense's right to advocate for himself in today's trial. Well. Is he accusing defeat already? Renouncing his own counsel? Really? Make no mistake, counsel. This merely shows that the defendant's injury is so apparent he's confident he can speak for himself. Isn't that right, Madam Hudson? What? Yeah. That's what he gave me. Isn't that what he said? Exactly what I wanted. I'm not confident at all. Okay, if you guys never take an overturn again, it's probably not the best thing. Excuse me, I'm always confident. If I keep yawning in every video, I apologize. But, this is probably not too good for the first game that we've been introduced, but this is Phoenix Wright's Japanese ancestor. Just so why he keeps getting the same, like, kind of, scope. The same facial expression. And I'm guessing that, Kazuma is going to be a Edgeworth kind of parallel. but I don't know that he's not a prosecutor, so I don't know. I realize you're in charge now, but still, try not to look so bewildered. Wow, for a mere university student to be brought before the Supreme Court, he must have perpetrated a most heinous crime indeed. As you are no doubt aware, this is the Supreme Court of Judiciary. Accordingly, oh my god, I see the, and I'm reading very. Accordingly, the very highest standards of conduct are expected of all present. Do I make myself clear, defendant Naruhodo? Yes, Your Excellency. It is therefore my duty to assess your competence for a task you have undertaken. My competence? Is questioning your ability to do the job. Well, you can't be questioning it more than I am. So, let's start with a very simple question. Yes. Kindly state before the court the name of the victim in this case. I also love how, down here you just can't see the evidence. Well, that's easy enough. I heard his name more times than I can remember. But, wait. I'm so nervous I can't even remember that. What was it again? Let's go. Let me guess. Your mind's gone blank? Me so well. All that relevant information in this case can be found in the court record. Don't I hear it? But I can't even find that. It's simple. You can access the court record with the present key. Okay. I don't know if you just heard that. If you ever find me forgetting something, just consult that. It's all in there. I just have to press E for the court record. Alright, there's no time to lose. Which I can do now. This is a list of evidence we've collected. I'm switching to people instead of with E. I like that. You'll find the details about the victim when you're done. Just press Z to go back. This is my best friend. This is university student. Oh, which one is this? University. Akatsuchi. Aruchi. And then John H. Wilson. Who is the victim of the case of John H. Wilson. I've never been in name puns in here. So we really have name puns. So remember, everything to do with the current case can be found in the court. Now, you better not keep His Excellency waiting any longer. Go on. John H. Wilson, I think. John H. Wilson, yeah. Okay. Find the victim and people that press the bar in the court somewhere. Okay. The victim's name was Dr. John H. Wilson. At least you can remember the name of the esteemed member of your own university. Dr. Wilson was a visiting professor invited to the university studio. Indeed, this is the reason why this case has such profound implications. The British Empire is at present our country's most valuable foreign ally. As most of you are aware, we have just signed a new treaty together after lengthy negotiations. There can be anyone who has heard of the Anglo-Japanese Treaty of Friendship and Navigation. Is that a real thing? It actually is. Okay, so this takes place near. Oh wait, this is just signed, right? We have just signed a new treaty. Okay. That's what this thing basically in the 1800s. This is basically 19. Oh wait, signed on. We have this sign. Okay, so this screen is in the 1890s. Okay, this is the end of it. Okay. Okay. Just reading, well, I would like to do it on it. But now everyone knows who watches this video. But did you know that? And then the person declared circumstances, delicate declared, wow, delicate circumstances, the blood of an Englishman has been spilled in our soil. You two are both undergraduates at the Imperial Humane University. Are you ready? Murdering the professor from a very institution that provide your education. Have you no right? But I didn't do it. This case is coming under great scrutiny from our allies on the other side of the world. The court therefore wishes for a speedy resolution of this matter. In other words, I feel the government spirit of setting England policy. I read you that. And your convenient and expendable scapegoat is one of those. So that's why the child has these unusual particularities. I'm gonna see it
Peculiarity.
again.
Peculiarity. Peculiarity. Peculiarity.
Peculiarity. There we go. I'm going to mess it up again. Well. Exactly. Our government needs to convict someone as quickly as possible. All because the victim was an Englishman. Yes, Dr. Wilson was an Englishman. But nationalities and treaties won't make a difference for me here. There we go, yeah. I was going to say England. The fact is, I was there at the scene of the crime. Oh dear, look at the time. I better be going. Alright, I'll see you later. I think I'll stay and enjoy this place a little longer. Good idea. After all, it's not every day you get to visit a high-class Western restaurant like this. See you in English tomorrow. See you in English tomorrow, then. See you in English tomorrow, then, partner. God, I hate English. That's why I love math. The British Empire. Wow, it's incredible to think. Wait. I've seen that man at university. I'm sure he's a visiting professor from Great Britain. I don't know his name, but still, I should go say hello. So I went over to the professor's table and introduced myself to Dr. Wilson. And then the gavel came down. Now then, let me pose my next question to you, Defendant Naruhodo. Yes, Your Excellency. How did Professor of Medicine, Dr. John H. Wilson, lose his life? State before the court the cause of death. The cause of death? Well, honestly, that was, Ryunosuke. Remember that in court, every assertion must be backed up by evidence. By evidence? But how? Find the piece of evidence that shows the professor's cause of death and present and select present. Do it now. So I do the postmortem report of my university college. Oh, it's just right here. Alright, here we go. So, November 19th, shortly after 2 p.m. Someone will apply to torture me. Oh, wait. So we know that this takes place in November, because it says, I think, this is 3 days, so November 22nd, November 22nd, 1894 is the specific day. But yeah, it's this. Hi! I also have the name in Japanese, because it makes sense to have the Japanese-inspired place in Japan. Well, according to this document, the victim suffered a hemorrhagic death due to gunshot trauma. Don't you read, you imbecile? That's a post-mortem report, I take it? Sorry, yes, that's right. The postmortem report. What did it say? I literally just read it and I already forgot what it said. Oh, according to the document. In the West, a doctor dissects corpses to identify the cause of death in an autopsy. But here in Japan, the police officers merely inspect the body and draw conclusions that way. Oh, I see. As long as I'm not going to be tested on any of this later. Nah, I'm feeling that. This is a so-called photographic print of the scene of the crime. You can clearly discern scorch marks around the bullet hole produced by the powder liquid. In other words, you should assume that the victim was shot at close range. But I also just saw that the bullet didn't pass through. So I'm wondering what bullet shot into his chest and doesn't pass back out. Anyways, thank you, counsel. The court will accept this modern scientific evidence into the record. Photographic print? I don't know what that is. So that's the photographic print. Well, that's something I've never seen before. Well, let's examine it. That's actually really cool. I did not know this. Yeah, I know a little bit what happened in this trial. I know how he died. I know who does it. That's really all I remember. How he does it. I don't remember anything else in the game. I was replaying this game, and I got like, I'll literally tell you what I stopped. But like, it's like the first testimony, and I didn't proceed to it. So I genuinely will be surprised. I'll be like, oh yeah, that's right, but it's crazy to me to a drawing. The detail is incredible. Yeah. Very well. I am satisfied with your answers. 2 answers that you gave me. That is very simple. Let us start the trial. You just hit a T-pose. Certainly, Your Excellency. So, without further ado, in order to better appraise the court with the facts of the case, the prosecution hereby calls its first witness, who was there at the scene of the crime when it happened. Ugh, this is it then. I think it may have worked out. I think I may have worked out what the professor had in mind. The professor? You mean Dr. Mikotoba? Yes, clearly you're the defense lawyer today, not me. But that doesn't mean, well, I can still act as your assistant. Ah, of course. When he was speaking with me before, he simply said, Kazuma Asogi must not be the defense lawyer in this trial. He really has been sticking his oar in, hasn't he? Maybe, but any help you can give me would be greatly appreciated, Kazuma. Kiryu, Kazuma. Well, my first piece of advice is, rein in that crazy look of bewilderment and control the cold sweats. If only you rein in that crazy headband and control the cold stares first. It's canon! Multiple times this has been canon, that it just flows like this for no reason. We saw him in the, whatever it's called. Witness, state your name and occupation for the court, please. Of course. My name is Satoru Gojo? Satoru Hosonaga. I am the head waiter at the Western-style restaurant called La Carnevale. Carnevale? I'm gonna say La Carnevale, because that sounds very pretty. Well, here you go. Alright. You seem to be coughing up some, slight wipe. It's a regular occurrence. Oh, goodness! Sorry, it really doesn't bother me. Well, it really should. As everyone knows, the capital's southeastern corridor was developed for foreign visitors some time ago. It's become a very fashionable district now, full of hotels to accommodate overseas guests. This grim crime occurred in one of the district's so-called restaurants.
Occidental.
Occidental? How are these Japanese people knowing these words? And Occidental here 3 days ago. Understood. Kusunaga, will you kindly tell the court everything you can about the incident? At once, sir. And no petty interjection from the inspiring lawyer boy, please. Oh, perspiring maybe, but aspiring? It was just after 2 p.m. on the day in question. It was just after 2 p.m. on the day in question. We had few diners at that time of day. The lunch rush was over, and there was only 3 tables still occupied. That fits my memory of it too. There was hardly anyone else in that place. It was when I was in the kitchen putting away crockery and cutlery. Bang! The gunshot rang out, so I hurried out in the dining area to see what had happened. I found the victim, an English gentleman, slumped in his chair, and standing immediately beside him, gun in hand, was the accused university. Hold on, let me just clarify something here. While I did pick up the gun that I found lying on the floor beside the professor, I didn't shoot him. I believe I asked you to refrain from petty interjections. The court wishes to listen to the witness's report of what you saw, he said, the manager. But the next time you interrupt in an inappropriate time, you will be penalized, defendant Naruhodo. Don't worry, Yunosuke. Oh, goodness! You'll have your chance to fight back. For now, we must just quietly listen to the witness. If I may confirm one point clear, standing beside the victim with a gun in hand was the same man we seen in court today. Did that make sense? Yes, without question. I see. And apart from the accused, was there anyone else standing beside the victim? No, there was no one else around that table but the deceased Englishman of the university student. Huh? Wait, what did he just say? There was no one else around that table? What's the matter, Ryunosuke? That's just not right. When I went over to Dr. Wilson to say hello, there was a woman sitting opposite him at his table. Really? And that's not something the waiter could have dismissed. I've been warned about interjecting, but still, what should I do? I don't want to get penalized. Let's just wait and see. I definitely want to say something, but I was told not to interject. You're not scared. If your parents tell you to study, you're the kind of man who would digitally get to work, aren't you? I suppose I'd never have gotten into the main university otherwise. But you can't just always follow the rules in life. If you don't say what you want to say right now, you'll seriously regret it when you're found guilty. Alright, you scared me. I won't forget that piece of advice in a hurry. If there is something I want to say, I'm just going to shut my eyes. Just a moment, please. Dr. Wilson wasn't alone that day. I'm sure of it. There was a lady sitting with him at the same table. Dear me, what are we going to do with you? With your blatant disregard for court proceedings, I'm beginning to wonder if you're not a fraud. Could it be that the accused, this mere student, is not a real lawyer at all? But I'm sure of what I saw. Kusunaga-san, is there any chance you've mistaken, perhaps your memory of events is hazy? No, the deceased gentleman came to dine with us. I don't believe it. I actually have a rough plan of the restaurant, as it was that day. Please, have a look if you'd like. Kitchen here. Schedule this out. Not by yourself, I presume. That's right. I'm afraid I used the back of my business card. It was a turbulent situation. However, as you can see, the gentleman in question was seated alone. Right here. And well, he's clearly a conscientious witness. I don't know how I knew that word, but not other ones. I don't know. The court would take this plan and add it to the court as evidence. It's not an evidence yet. Oh, well, is there a problem? Hand the plan to the court officer at once. Of course. Here you are. What was that about? He's been completely calm and collected until now. Something clearly seems to have shaken him. He's just dying. The latest business card. Okay. I would like to see that. I would like to read it. And then he hits a T-pose. Let's see this. Can't see anything. Why can't I see? Oh, yes, I can. Alright. The kitchen was here. And he was here. But he said that he was wait, was he here or here? Or here? I'm remembering little by little about this case. So, the court has now heard a priestess of the case. Yes, at the moment the gunshot was heard in the restaurant, the only person in close proximity to the victim was the defendant on trial today. It would seem we are looking at a black and white case here. Defendant Naruhodo? Yes, Your Excellency? If you admit your guilt at this stage, the court is willing to look mercifully upon you. In other words, you may have some small reprieve in terms of your inevitable punishment. I called this witness as a sworn witness in order to explain the details of the case to the court. But I must warn the defense, if you are determined to pursue matters further in this trial, the prosecution has decisive evidence from sworn witnesses who were present at the scene of the crime. What do you think? What do you think I should do, Kazuma? What do you mean? Well, I'm going to be found guilty one way or another, it seems. Wouldn't it be more sensible to plead guilty at this stage and hope for a more lenient sentence? Okay, I'm sorry. Everyone keeps telling me that this trial is unusual about these peculiarities. I just said it wrong. Peculiarities. I don't care anymore. You've said it, Professor Mikotoba said it, and so has the judge and the prosecution. I'm scared of what lies ahead if I push this. As I said from the outset, I believe you're innocent. I trust you. And yet, despite knowing that, you're willing to throw that trust back in my face. Is that it? What? If the accused is in fact innocent, then the defense lawyer is duty-bound to prove that innocence by whatever means necessary. Are you just going to abandon that duty? Are you going to give up on yourself? The battle hasn't even begun yet, Ryunosuke. Damn! The defense pleads not guilty, Your Excellency. We invite the prosecution to stop making empty threats and bring out its witnesses. Hey! Look at that. Look at the objection! Pink finger. Then we'll see just how decisive this evidence really is. I can't stand his headband. Indeed. Prosecutor Auchi, please continue with proceedings. Well, you were warned. The young can be so reckless. You know, many call me a saint, but I can be a devil when I need to be. I can't wait to see the prosecutor in this game. In a few short moments from now, that dumbstruck young mouth of yours will be silenced forever. The prosecution calls its next witnesses. Very well. Officer, bring forth the witnesses at once. Witnesses, kindly state your names and occupations for the court. Sir! Oh, you said it. Yes, sir. The great Nippon Imperial Army Sergeant Isaya Nosa reporting for duty, sir. Myself, I find I already can't read, this hurts. I find employ as a purveyor of fine articles of antiquity from the efflorescence of our nation, Nippon, and conduct my trade from resute, a humble premises in the second district, Curio Corekuta at your services. An antique dealer and a soldier. What an unusual appearance. Both of these gentlemen were present at the restaurant on the day in question. They must have been the diners at the other table that the waiter mentioned. Myself, I habitually take tea from the most exquisite aroma at the establishment in question, always fascinating. Not infrequently converse with interested parties regarding the curos, which I make my business. I can't understand a word this old man is saying. I can barely read it. He's an antique dealer, and it sounds like he's a regular at Le Carnival. And yes, I have to say we're a little pizzazz. He seeks out potential customers who may have an interest in antiques and tries to sell his wares to them. He obviously targets La Carnival because it's a high-class restaurant with rich clientele. Right, I see. Although, to be honest, that sergeant looks like he'd be a seller rather than a buyer. Now, you both witnessed the precise moment of this most atrocious incident. Is that correct? Affirmative! The enemy unit was seen attacking forward in what can only be described as an act of war, sir. It was that black uniformed American infantry over there who unloaded his firearm, sir. This man's as impossible to understand as the other. But I'm almost sure I heard strange noise during that last thing he said. So, this is the decisive evidence the prosecution was threatening. The soldier is claiming that he actually saw the precise moment you shot the victim dead. Yes. What? Are you starting to feel uncomfortable? If I'm honest, I'm feeling more uncomfortable from the start. I was feeling uncomfortable from the start. What did you say? I was feeling uncomfortable. Okay, I thought you said that. Now, the court will hear your formal testimony, please. You will state everything you saw at the precise moment that the incident occurred. Sir! Sir, yes, sir! Standing by ready to report, sir! Unsavory memories at the most aerobatic afternoon. Oh my god, I'm gonna have a fucking dictionary next to this fucking dude. Because I can't stand this fucking dude. I can't stand this game, actually.
Acerbic.
Acerbic? But it means sharpened forthright, so... Of a sharp act. Okay. What the witnesses saw. I was ingesting a regulation beef steak at the restaurant while having a tactical discussion with old man. Myself, I was extolling the virtues of a particularly fine golden curo to the military gentleman. At that precise moment a firearm was discharged, I observed the enemy's actions with my own eyes. The black uniformed varsity cadet fired on an English civilian, and an English civilian, and from the back a cowardly little weasel. The cowardly little weasel. I was on my hands and knees, investigating the whereabouts of my mysteriously absconding precious curio. Well, so you, Sergeant Nosa, actually witnessed the vital moment. You saw the split second when the defendant fired the weapon at the victim. Yes, sir! Affirmative, sir! That wicked university cadet, sir! The cruel and unforgivable enemy! Oh, he better fight. What times we live in when an Englishman may be assailed in the broad of daylight. But this is ridiculous. I didn't shoot anyone. Is that really true, Ryunosuke? Yes. All I did was pick up the gun that I saw lying on the floor. After I said hello to Dr. Wilson, I went back to my table and sat drinking some coffee. Then, when I finished, I got up from my seat to leave the restaurant when I noticed an English-made gun next to the chair when the professor was sitting. I thought perhaps the professor had dropped it, so I bent down, and just as I was picking it up, bang! Well, that's the truth. There was obviously a criminal on the scene somewhere. And somewhere in these two witnesses' testimony, there's a clue to who the criminal was. There is? You must exercise your right to cross-examine the witnesses. Cross-examine? Do it now! As we have heard, Your Excellency, there is no room for doubt in the testimony of these witnesses. The defendant is clearly guilty. It is time to bring these despicable human to justice. This despicable human to justice. Certainly, the testimony of the court has just heard eliminates any visage of doubt. Vestige? Vestige. Therefore, it is my grave duty to declare the verdict of this trial. Excuse me, sir? What in the name of the Emperor is the meaning of this outburst? The defense demands its right to cross-examination. Why you look pissed? Dear me, let me guess. The Hakamaki headband boy next to you told me to do it. How pathetic. Huh? How do you know? The prosecution objects. This is a clear waste of time. The defendant obviously has no experience. How can you possibly carry out a cross-examination? The defense is asserting its right to a cross-examination. Whether or not you think it's fearful is irrelevant. Cosmo is so commanding. That sounded a little testy, I'm not gonna lie. Very well. Let the defense conduct a cross-examination of the witnesses. Alright, this is where the battle really begins, Ryunosuke. But I don't even know what I have to do in a cross-examination. Isn't it obvious? You have to expose the lies in the witnesses' statements. How? You didn't fire the gun, which means what that soldier had said has to be a lie. Well, yes, but it's just a case of proving it, and the key to doing that is evidence. Right, evidence. All you need to do is present some decisive evidence and indisputable evidence. Some decisive and indisputable evidence that proves the witness is lying. Fuck! Let's go now, Ryunosuke. Don't let them beat you. Alrighty then. Got some bitch slaps. I was ingesting a regulation beef at the restaurant while having a tactical discussion with the old man. We're not gonna press just because it hasn't been introduced to us yet, so I don't want to kind of like cheat a little bit, if that makes sense. Myself, I was extending fine peculiar. Okay, I don't think it's this one. That precisely when the final charge, I want to go observe my action in my eyes. Black uniform fired. That's wrong. It has. Okay. I literally clicked back. I have no idea what I'm supposed to do. Listen, Minister. You're not there alone looking in that statement. It's time to expose me. I understand that. The question is, how? Like I said before, the key to this is using evidence that you collect. You can examine and present evidence while the witness is giving a testimony. Go through each statement in the details about each piece of evidence and put all the facts. Somewhere in there you'll find something that doesn't add up. In other words, an inconsistency. When you find a statement and a piece of evidence, that seems to contradict each other, present your evidence with R and rip the witness apart. Just be careful, because if you assert a contradiction that has no bias, you'll be given a penalty. Basis, you'll be given a penalty. If you're dealt too many penalties, the defense's case will fall apart and you'll see the guilty verdict. So, that's it. Pursue the evidence in the court record and find an inconsistency with the witness's statement. All right, I'll give it a try. You can hear the witness's statement over and over again as many times as you'd like. So keep your head and be measured in the attack. Good luck, partner. Also, while this is happening, can we just focus on how he's grabbing his sword? So that means it's this one. So what do we have in here that proves that that's wrong? Oh, wait, does he say if it was from the back? We shot from the front and died, but this one says that the bullet did not pass through. From the back, okay. So, it'd be this one. That's not what I meant to do. I'm too nice. Look how scared they is. They already know they're wrong. What are you playing at, cadet? What is the meaning of this subordination? Trusting this wad of paper at my mustache. Huh, that's funny. Inconsistency, sir. I mean, yes. I love how he's huh? I mean, yes, there's a clear inconsistency here. What can this document definitely tell us that we don't already know? Well, obviously, that, I know what I want to say, but the words just won't come out of my mouth. I think this proves beyond any doubt, Your Excellency, that there is no place for an amateur student here in this grand courtroom. It's so frustrating. There you go. Oh, please. Surely this doesn't require an explanation. It couldn't be more plain. To follow that would be an insult to the court. Yo, he's a fucking dog! Bro, I need a hype man like this in my life. That's the hype man I'm trying to be. What are you talking about? It's apparent from the single glance of the post-mortem report presented by the defense that there's a clear discrepancy here with the sergeant's statement. What? The sergeant Isaiah? I switched the S and the Y. Yesa. Sergeant Isaiah. I did it again. Sergeant Yesa Nosa. Wait, Isaiah Nosa? Yesa Nosa. Oh! Okay. His name is a pun. I found the pun. Okay. I didn't get to read. But it's yes sir, no sir. Yesa Nosa. Ah, I get it. Yes, sir. What? Sir? The statement you just made was this. The black uniformed varsity cadet fired on the English civilian from the back of the cowardly reason. Yes, sir. Affirmative, sir. I witnessed the crime with my own military great eyes. But no, that just can't be. And why not, cadet? Because. As it's I'm sorry. And just looks at Cosmo and then Cosmo's like, obviously. As it's clearly stated in the post-mortem report, fatal hemorrhaging from pectoral ballistic trauma. No exit wound. Bullet did not pass through the body. The photographic print of the victim clearly shows the same thing. Ready? Yep. The victim, Dr. Wilson, died from a bullet wound to the chest. Sergeant, according to your witness statement, the culprit fired a shot from behind. And that is odd. That's the obvious discrepancy here. Well, how do you explain it? Oh, who's that? Who's that? Who's that little guy? What was that? Something just popped up from behind his back, but he pushed it down again. Certainly, there is a clear discrepancy in facts here. Would you not agree, Sergeant Nosa?
I don't know.
Yes, sir. At this juncture, that would appear to be indisputable. I saw the word baby. Look at him. Look at him. Until the moment I heard the firearm discharge, my eyes were firmly fixed on the delicious Canada steak. The last testimony recorded heritage has proven one thing beyond a reasonable doubt. This witness, Sergeant Iesa Nosa, did not see the defendant fire a gun at all. That's absurd. I think the conclusion we must draw is simple. It's simple. There is no place for an amateur prosecutor here in the grand courtroom. Let's go. Yo, this guy, look at him. Even he's like, damn, he's good. Also, do these mean anything? I would guess like first in his class and maybe second, but I don't know. Also, he just got cooked. He did just get cooked. He did get cooked. For having successfully presented evidence. Oh yeah, see? So that it's proven. I also didn't see what he just said. There's been a complete turnabout in the mood of this trial from just that one discrepancy. So this is what being an ace attorney is all about. Alright guys, we're going to end the gameplay right here. He just set the name of the game. I'll see you guys next time. Nah, I'm joking. But I definitely saw him. I like how the baby's just here now. The cute little baby. That university cadet there. He was pointing the firearm directly at the victim's back. But I never fired the gun. All I did was pick it up off the floor. And you, old man, you didn't see the moment the victim was shot either? Myself, I had already been quite clear. The gunshot not interested me not. I was far too busy on the floor. You just put the baby back. I heard it. I didn't see it though. Too busy on the floor. Sorry, what were you doing? Hunting for treasure. Okay, wait, there has to be a name pun for this guy too. Curious? Karekuta. Curio Korekuta. I can't think, but I think Curio means curious. I don't know what Korekuta is supposed to be. Curious character. Curio Korekuta. Curious character. There we go. I think. Treasure. Damn. Yo, this guy just it's about to break out. It's about to have a bar fight. Indeed, my the Hoi era Koban, my priced coin. On each occasion when I visit that restaurant, it is my habitude to place in my bosom pocket a particular trinket of interest from my shop. Rasuke. In the hope of meeting a rich diner who might buy it off of me. On the day on the scrutiny, it was the military man that I proffered my Hore treasure. Believe that he would purchase such a such a rare find. I did not, but I was presented with little alternative. And then, after averting my eyes for the briefest of a moment, it was there no more. It simply vanished. The Koban vanished? Hunting around on the table I was, in case mayhap it had fallen there, and then it happened. You heard the gunshot, you mean? Indeed I did, but I heeded it not, for I was concerned only for finding my abscond Hori treasure. Nothing could distract me. Out of interest, did you find the coin in the end? No. I see. That laminate day, the prescient Hori Koban was lost to me. He also talks like a Yoda. I just realized I was saying that out loud. No doubt, some unscrupulous scoundrel pocketed the prize coin for himself. You thinking he's doing it now? Seeing how he's looking away and he's looking at him, and we kind of just pan to him? As I am sure everyone present is aware, this case demands a swift and decisive resolution. Our government has promised to send a full report to Great Britain by telegraph this very afternoon. Nonetheless, the witness testimony the court has just heard was inconclusive. No matter how subservient our government feels it must be to the British, it would be unforgivable to deliver a verdict on this trial right now. What is your position, Prosecutor Ouchie? Ouchie. Ouchie. Ha ha ha. Ouchie. I assume that's his pun name. Ouchie. Worry not, Your Excellency. The defendant may have fled a tiger at the front gate, but he will find a wolf at the back. That's actually a cool fucking idiom. I want to use that. My witnesses have further testimony to make. Explain. Upon hearing their next statements, it will become abundantly clear that there is only one person who could have possibly committed this despicable crime. The equally despicable defendant, Ryunosuke Naruhodo. What? He really seems to have a despicable opinion of these, doesn't he? Huh? Oh, that's his very well. The court invites the witnesses to testify again. You will thoroughly explain the reasoning behind the prosecution's allegations. Is that clear? As clear as Kikiro's glass, Your Excellency. Yes, sir. At once, sir. A waiting sitting to testify, sir. With the little baby. Excuse me, but there's something or someone peeking out over your shoulder, I think. Affirmative! And you was waiting for the Mercer family to rise up to the head. Sir? Me? Ido. I don't know, sir. I don't know, sir. I don't know, sir. God, I fucking love Ace Attorney and their pun names. It would seem those straps are the... It would seem those straps are a sign of the sergeant being too strapped to form an end. Ido, attention! Your father is about to quell the enemy. Watch and learn, my boy. Look at him. Look at this little cute. He doesn't even know where he is right now. Look cute. The true culprit. Even if what I saw wasn't the precise moment the firearm was... Even if what I saw wasn't the precise moment the firearm was discharged, it's almost the same thing. Yes, pointing his gun at the foreign man, what he was, that young lad in black, that much I myself did see. Furthermore, a visual search of the premises at the time confirmed that we are the only personnel present. Indeed, alone he was, the Englishman, dining all by himself. Therefore, no other than the black little white kid that could have dispatched the Englishman. Over and out. He's so cute. He's so cute. I want a child. Okay, you can even read. Okay, we're gonna do this. These testimonies are compelling. Wait, that's nonsense. The victim, Dr. Wilson, wasn't one at all. Please, enough of these outbursts already. But there was a young woman at his table. You must have seen her. Everyone there must have seen her. If you call yourself a lawyer, then you will respect the rules of the court and speak accordingly. We are not here to listen to your fantasies. It is evident, beyond a reasonable doubt, that the victim was alone at the time of the incident. The prosecution has photographic evidence of this fact. Is this the photographic print of the scene of the crime, counsel? Indeed, of the table at which the victim was dining, taken by the investigator immediately after the incident. As can be seen clearly, there is only one place set. Certainly, based on the appearance of this claim, it would be reasonable to conclude that the victim was not in the company of anyone else. This doesn't make any sense. The court will add this new photographic evidence to the record. I don't understand. What's going on here? It's just not possible. The way the proof is the same thing. He uses the documents to the form alone before. But that's not true. I saw it. I swear I saw that woman looking. It would seem that we'll be able to telegraph the report to Great Britain on time after all. The witness testimonies that we have just heard leave no further room to doubt. These are very sensitive political times, as we all know. And ink is still fresh on the treaty. The ink is still fresh on the treaty of Great Britain. To think that I, Takatsuchi Aichi, will have contributed to the amenity of these two great empires is an honor. How can this be happening? The judge is ready to rule. Stand tall, Ryunosuke. It's not over yet. Father? Oh. What? If what you say is true, then there's something going on here behind the scenes. And now is your chance to expose it, to draw out the truth in your cross-examination. I don't know, Cosma. The defense is entitled to cross-examine the witnesses, but make it quick. Understood? Rules can be so unbending at times. Even if what I saw wasn't the precise moment of the thing, it wasn't the same. If I can't find anything, I'll press. Yes, Cornelius gonna before the foreign man he was, that young man in black, I see. That much I can see. What's the pointing? But furthermore, a visual search accounts at the time confirmed that they were okay, so do I have to present this though? This. No. This one? That's not what I meant to do. I did not mean to present. That statement contradicts the fact that's demonstrated by this evidence. As far as I can tell, there's nothing untoward about this evidence. But that, pull yourself together. You look as though your eyes are about to pop out of your head. That can't be helped. It's just my look. What I meant to do was this. Damn it. Is there a reason why no one fucking saw this woman? If it was here, I can see why. It was from the kitchen, and this is blocking it. So if that's the case, then why can't they see it? Examine. Something about this that shows that there were two? I don't understand. I think I'm gonna have to... whatever it's called. Indeed, alone he was, the Englishman, dining all by himself. Therefore, no one other... Okay, so we're going to press all this. Oops, because I don't want to have to go through all that. Press. No. That's not the same thing at all. For a start, I didn't fire that gun. We have a different opinion on that. The opinion of a uniformed officer versus that of a fledgling cadet. I don't think so. Consider this, defendant. Just a moment ago, I blinked. Did you? Did you see it? Did you see me blink? How could I? And yet, it is an undeniable fact that I did blink. So there you have it. Have what? Turn shot! The sound of fire in my ears. At the very next moment, I saw you waving the gun at the Englishman. I think that says it all, don't you? Unless let's not forget that the antiques dealer witnessed the accused in his most incriminating position as well. Isn't that so? Critic Kippa. Yes, pointing his gun at the foreign man he was, that young man in black. That was what I do myself. Yes, it may be true that I was holding the gun at that point in time. But I told you already, that's only because I picked it up off the floor. Well, obviously, as the culprit, that's the only way you could explain it. I just had finished drinking my coffee, and I was about to leave the restaurant when I noticed the gun on the floor at Dr. Wilson's feet, so I picked it up, and at that exact moment, a gunshot rang in my ears. Full of events beyond control, like this. Sorry? What do you mean? In your case, you found a pistol on the floor and picked it up, which precipitated this testing predicament. Whereas, conversely, I failed to pick up the comb bun on the floor, and find myself in an equally testing predicament as a result. I don't think those are equal. Anyways, the fact remains, myself, I did see you. The pistol in hand standing over the floor. Furthermore, a visual search of the premises at the time confirmed that we were the only personnel at the site. You must have noticed someone else who got the table. There was a as you have been a pain to point out time and time again, I feel a growing callous in my ears. Yet, no one appears to have caught even the glimpse of this woman. If only there had been more people standing there at the time, then someone else would have noticed her. Unfortunately, it was already past 2. It was already past 2 when it happened. The quiet time between lunch and dinner in any restaurant. You know, of course the place would almost be empty. It's what you'd expect. Certainly, 2 p.m. is neither here nor there in terms of a time to eat. I have lunch, but lunch too. I wonder if there was a reason why the victim was eating at that time of day, and why he was alone. Yes, Your Excellency, there was indeed a reason. There was. This was found in the victim's jacket pocket. What is this something? It is a medical report card, Your Honor. Your Excellency, it would seem that the victim had an appointment at the clinic prior to visiting the restaurant. Hopta clinic. Yes. I'm sorry, I thought that was like a lot of heart, like a reference, but yes, there would indeed appear to be an entry for the date in question. 19th November, noon to past 1 p.m. Oh, noon to past 1 p.m. On the very day of the incident, so the victim went for a late lunch following his appointment. The explanation couldn't do missing. The prosecution felt there was no need to submit this evidence before, as it really has no bearing on the case. I wonder, what do you think, Mr. Well, it's hard to see how it could be related to it. Remember, you can request it to be entered into the court record as evidence if you think it could be useful. Should I ask? Yeah. Should I ask for Dr. Wilson's medical report card to be submitted as evidence or not? Of course. Slap. If I may, I'd like to ask for that medical report card to be submitted as evidence, Your Excellency. On what grounds? The court has already heard witness testimony. Additional evidence may be extraneous. Not to mention that the victim's movements prior to his arrival at the restaurant are of no concern. Whether or not there are a concern is up to us to decide. We have a right to explore all possible avenues. I beg your pardon? You have no authority to refuse a perfectly valid request for the submission of evidence. Very well, the court will grant the defense's request. Not just as it's forever sitting there, rights. It's the most disturbing trend. Officer, kindly add the victim's medical report card to the court record. Alright, now we gotta look at this. What we need to is new clues. Court record. Medical card found in the victim's pocket. We don't see it here. Why do we need this? We have to explore things at every possible angle, even if they don't seem relevant at first. Right, I hear you. You can conspire to prolong this trial as much as you'd like, but it's the day after the festival already for you. This festival hasn't even begun, but perhaps you've forgotten that these witness testimonies leave no room for doubt. Feel free to reiterate for the accused, Kodakatsu-san. Indeed, alone he was the Englishman, dining all by himself. So you actually saw that with your very eyes, did you? Wait, oh my god. That's all I'm getting? So wait, so you actually saw that with your own eyes, did you? The victim, Dr. Wilson, dining alone. That I did. Forgive me for the position I place you in. So these testimonies of the old man, the soldier, and the waiter all agreed to that point. Isn't that interesting? And let us not forget the inconceivable evidence we have to support their testimonies as well. I think there's something off with that photo. As can be seen clearly, there is only one single beef steak on the victim's table, a meal for one. No. The antiques dealer, the sergeant, and the waiter who testified before, it's not impossible that they're all lying. But if so, then why? If I'm perfectly honest, I have absolutely no idea. Therefore, no one other than the black uniformed cadet could have dispatched the Englishman over and out. Okay, what is this? What's the medical report? Because I think I remember what it was, but I can't prove it because it's not telling me anything. Why aren't you telling the truth? What did you say, cadet? I clearly remember. There was a woman sitting across the table from the professor. Perhaps one of you might have not noticed. But for the both of you to have failed to see the professor's dining companion, it's just not possible. Unfortunately for you, Defendant Naruhodo, it's not just a case of these witnesses alone. Sorry? The waiter, whose testimony the court heard earlier, clearly stated the same thing. He also said that the victim was alone. That's right. Precisely. In other words, you are the sole proponent in this phantom lady. But if such a woman were indeed present at the scene, the prosecution demands to see proof. And if no such proof exists, the prosecution demands that no further mention of this phantom woman be made. It is a blatant waste of the court's time. There's nothing I can say to that. Excellent work, Inosuke. We've gleaned some new information now. Well, yes, but I don't feel like it changed much. I can't see how it brings any real discrepancies to light. Me neither. I wouldn't be so sure. Let me see that medical report card you've got before you. Oh, you mean this? Yes, this is a brand new piece of evidence. So perhaps we should examine it for a little more detail. How exactly? I tried doing that and it wouldn't let me. You'll notice that some pieces of evidence are a magnifying glass. These are the ones that you may examine. Press space and take a closer look at the piece in question. Use that. Oh, to move. To rotate the evidence in all directions, examine it from all angles. By using ASDW, I can do that. Okay. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I got it. You can move the crosshair around the... Where was that? You made this before. Can I do it now, please? Why are we using big words? If the crosshairs start to pulsate, goes on that is there. We'll press space to investigate further. Alright, let me do that. So, partner, I think you should take a closer look at this medical report card. I still can't. See if there isn't something new to be learned by examining more people. Alright, that's what I can do. Yep. There we go. Oh, I can just do this. Open. Let's have a look. This is some kind of medical history. Ah, there seems to be an entry for the day the professor was killed. Extraction of molar with topical anesthesia. Extraction of molar? You mean he had a tooth taken out? It would seem so. Just before the incident, he had a bad tooth removed. Perhaps they used laughing gas. That's the most modern practice in Westwood people. Yes, I've heard of this anesthesia. Although it's hard to believe there's anything that can actually stop you feeling pain. Ah, there's a cautionary note from the medical practitioner as well. Strictly no food or drinks besides water for 3 hours post-procedure until anesthesia effects have passed. Really? Sounds like information worth bearing in mind. Yes, sir. With this new information, the meaning of that one particular statement totally changes. So, I think it's time to relist the testimony again, don't you? Definitely. Here's what we saw. Yep. Furthermore, visual all by yourself. I don't know which one it is. How do we do that? Well done, Rinosuke. We have the. Oh, it's gonna. Okay. Oh, which one is it? It's not the same. Which one is the gun? That we already know the logic is prove it. Visual search. Is it this one then? Nope, the music didn't stop. I'm scared. Okay. I'm gonna lose my life. Actually, it could be this one I could see. Okay, I lied. I'm sorry. Oh, dining all by himself. I'm dumb. That's what I get for not reading. Excuse me, sir. Well, I think, what are you watering, lad? About what are you wittering, lad? You call yourself a lawyer? I wish I could, but first and foremost here, I'm the accused. Rinosuke. Everyone stumbles on their words occasionally. Under the circumstances, I wouldn't worry about it. Cosmo. I could see quite clearly in that cross examination you just carried out. When you raised your hand straight up like that, so purposefully, you knew exactly what it was you wanted to say. Don't feel like you have to choose your words carefully. Just say what you're thinking. Alright, thanks for the advice. Korekuta-san. I'm not gonna say the son. Korekuta. This is the medical report belonging to the victim. Ah, I see. And I don't see. Whatever, boy. Comparing what is written on this report card with your witness statement. Okay, no slap. Clearly doesn't. Something clearly doesn't. Dear me, haven't you gotten my work so soon, Andrew? Sorry, what? You're not to interrupt court proceedings with your amateurish drivel. But let's see if I can explain a word you might understand. It was after 2 p.m. in the afternoon the victim was murdered at the restaurant. Whatever he may or may not have done before that time is completely irrelevant. But But that's, remember, Ryunosuke, you don't have to use clever language or fancy words. Just make your point. Your Excellency, I believe we're finished here. There is surely no need to prolong this trial. The witnesses' testimonies in court has heard. The witness testimonies the court has heard have been clear and concise. This medical report card has no bearing on the matter at all, for the simple reason that there is no one else. Why? Oh, he got it. There is no one else besides this pale-faced pupil who could have perpetuated the crime. This medical report card has nothing to do with the case? Do you really believe that? What? That outburst half petrified me, boy. Of course I believe it. How could it possibly be relevant? Perhaps because Hada Clinic, which issued the report card, is a dental clinic. A dental clinic? Is that supposed to mean something to me? Perhaps if I told you that the victim had just had a tooth extracted. What's this now? And furthermore, if I told you that as a result, the victim had been forbidden from eating. Oh, even the baby is like, what? Just what are you trying to say, cadet? He had orders not to eat? He had orders not to eat? So what? All that's written, it's all written up in here. I don't know why it's up in here. No food or drink other than water for 3 hours post-procedure while anesthesia wears off. What? No, that can't. Kurekuta. What, boy? What? As you just heard, when he was killed sometime shortly after 2 p.m., the victim couldn't have been eating anything at all. No. Additionally, there's more? You have assured the court with unwavering self-confidence that the victim was dining alone. Oh, nice. Beautiful. But that cannot possibly be the case. Because the victim, as we now know, had just had one of his teeth extracted, and he was still experiencing the after effects of the anesthetic. Expertly done, partner. What is this nonsense, you little upstart? These are baseless accusations. Just look at this photographic evidence. You can clearly see the plate of food at the victim's table. Use your head. That's the very discrepancy we're talking about. Or can you not follow the logic? How dare you? I think it's fair to say that the tables in this restaurant case have turned. Would you agree, Ryunosuke? Ah, yes, most definitely. So had he just undergone some dental procedures, some dental surgery, the victim was unable to eat. Which leaves one very crucial conundrum. Who, in fact, was eating the pictured beef steak? The court will give the opinion of the defense on this new puzzle. I assure you you're ready, counsel? Counsel? Oh, that means me, doesn't it? Alright, the answer to this question is going to be pivotal. This is the start of you turning this trial around. Show them what you're made of. Got it. So, the person you made mistake at the table was... It wasn't him. Because you know they didn't either. You know it's not me. Or him because he had the walking table, and the 2 witnesses were someone else. So it has to be unknown. As yet unknown as third party. Has to be. Obviously, it can only be someone. Could have been someone who was sitting at the professor's table. You would not let this go, would you? There was no such thing. There was, because I saw her. When the incident occurred, we know that the victim couldn't have eaten anything. Yet we have the evidence of a half-eaten steak on his table. Therefore, the only logical conclusion that there is someone else eating it. We have have strong evidence to support our assertion. It's clear that the witnesses' testimonies are unreliable. If the court decides to question theory ruling at this stage, we will lodge a formal complaint with the Ministry of Justice and pursue a fair retrial relentlessly. Please put the sword away. Put your block away. Are you insane? You would take on the government. Don't worry, counsel. I have no issue with you. What do you mean? I have issue with them. Those two witnesses on the stand. What are you talking about? We have demonstrated this evidence that the victim is not alone. So, if it now turns out that the two of you deliberately lied when giving your testimony, obviously you will be charged with perjury. Perjury? And since this is a murder trial, it will also be deemed complacent in the killing. Complacent? In murder? No! No! There's no mention of this as a tactical move. I was just following orders. That's right, as the man said. Just say you never saw that gentlewoman. That's, what they, told us. Oh. What? What did you just say? Could it get the sun? I said I was gonna say the sun. Oh, no. You were just following orders? Now hold on, lad. I was, you say you never saw the gentlewoman? When you say gentlewoman, do you mean you saw the victim who was with a lady from overseas? What is the meaning of all this? These witnesses gave false statements? Is this true, you think? Just one. Simply look at the top. Counsel, explain what's going on. It's perfectly clear now. You tried to prevent these witnesses from telling the truth. Absolutely. The prosecution knows nothing of this. Oh, that's the spot. And who's behind this? Who tried to make you keep your mouth shut? Well, that's classified. So you're prepared to be tried as a conspirator to this murder, are you? You wouldn't. This can't be happening. What do you know still? Judging from the way they're reacting to this, I say they were sworn to silence by someone with considerable influence. However, I don't believe Ouchie had any idea about this. What are you saying? To wield that kind of influence, there's only a handful of possibilities. It can only be the government, the military, or a police officer. Well, any ideas of who might be behind this? If we can affirm who tried to silence the witnesses, then we can pursue. So we need to name whoever it was to try to make the witnesses keep their mouth shut. Of course, we'll need some evidence before we make an affirmative. Evidence that proves whoever it really did wield this. Evidence that proves whoever it was really did wield his or her power. But how can we possibly... Remember how we made progress before? We examined this piece of evidence in more detail and found a new clue as a result. Oh, yes, that's right. Well, that's not the only piece of evidence we have. This one. Chief Inspector. Well, that's unexpected. What is? Look, you see what it says in the witness's name here? Satoru Hosonaga. Hosonaga. Yes, this is quite detailed so people's name is some of the point. That's not the name that's unexpected. It's his job title. His job? Oh, Chief Inspector Satoru Hosonaga. Primary Criminal Investigation Division. Inspector? I have no idea, but let's face it. The police have a lot of power. The ruling would somehow do it. Nice. We need to re-examine everything to make sure there's nothing we missed. There's no time to lose. I want answers. If it's proven that these witnesses have been manipulated, I assure you the penalty will be severe. Please, wait, Your Excellency, I have no idea about any of this. I swear on every sheet paid down, I knew nothing. And what does this contract say about this? All of this, well, Your Excellency, it's no time to think. I'm just going to have to close my eyes and shout out the first thing that comes to my head. Jesus! Besides the prosecution, the only person with necessary influence to relate the witnesses... You! Well, clearly that would be Satoru Hotsanaga. Hotsanaga? The waiter who took her the stand? Poppycock! What possible reason would a waiter have to make these witnesses give false testimony? Not to mention the fact that even a head waiter could not possibly have that level of influence. For once, I would agree with you on that. If that is, the man truly were a waiter. What? If he truly were? Come on, Ryunosuke. Time to hit the court with the truth. The truth about Hotsunaga's real identity is proven by this. Not by that. By this. Plan of the restaurant sketched by the man in question? I agree it shows a great deal of attention to detail, but I'm not sure we can conclude anything. Sorry, Your Excellency, that's the back of the card. It's the back of the card that's of interest. I beg your pardon? Or perhaps I should have said the front. Yes, it's the front of the back of the card. That's where the telling detail is. Would someone please explain what this overexcited student is trying to say? Hotsanaga sketched the plan of the restaurant on the reverse side of his business card. The front of that business card reveals the man in question's profession, his true profession. The waiter's profession? That's surely good. Good gracious! Great googly moogly! That's right, Your Excellency. The card reads Chief Inspector, Primary Criminal Investigation Division, the Imperial Police Bureau. What? Then the waiter is a police detective? I haven't heard any mention of this before. Why haven't I heard any mention of this before? The Imperial Police Bureau has immense power, absolute power, as far as regular civilians are concerned. So, witnesses there on the stand. Was it in fact the waiter who gave you orders? Was it he who told you not to mention that he had seen this foreign gentlewoman at the scene? Well... Hold it! Down. He's here. And Inspector Hotsanaga? I was worried something like this may happen. The moment you asked me to submit my sketch as evidence, I realized it was a possibility. The court will now take this and add it to the record as evidence. Oh, well... Is there any problem? Is there a problem? Hand it over. He didn't say hand it over. He said, hand the plan to the officer at once. That's what he said. Not hand it over. Well, of course. Here you go. Yes, I remember now. He did act strangely when the judge asked him to hand over his business card. I strive to carry out all investigations flawlessly. That's my guiding principle. But I let myself be distracted when I made that sketch. It was an unusually careless mistake. So, you would say you really are a detective? But why would a detective be working at the restaurant as a waiter? Ah, of course. You're sorry you must be I love these things. I was working undercover. Undercover? Because your salary's terrible. Yeah, there has been a series of incidents at our restaurant recently. In order to investigate, I decided to get a job there as a waiter, working undercover. Incidents at the restaurant? What kind of incidents? Murders. that would be classified police information, which I am at no liberty to divulge. However, I can state categorically that they have been unrelated to this case of homicide. Very well then, Inspector Hosonaga, but you will elaborate on one point for the court. Of course, Your Excellency. We have just heard new information from the two witnesses beside you. That at the time of the shooting, there was in fact another person present at the victim's table. If that is indeed true, clearly you would have been aware of this person's presence, having served at the table in question. However, your testimony did not allude to this other person, this other diner. Therefore, I am left to assume that in your professional capacity as a police officer, you require these witnesses to be in agreement. Would that be correct? I don't know what that means. Correct, Your Excellency. Unbelievable. As I suspected. As soon as I heard the gunshot, I ran out of the kitchen to see what happened. The victim sat slumped in his chair. Beside him, gun in hand, with the accused shooting. Sitting opposite the victim on the table was a young lady who I assumed to be an Englishwoman. So the truth comes out. I immediately sealed off the restaurant and reported the incident to the Bureau. It was then that I received some special orders. Special orders? You mean to say, remove the Englishwoman from the scene at once? It was made clear that the Englishwoman's presence in the restaurant was to be concealed. Those are my orders. But what if this Englishwoman was the killer? I think it would be in everyone's best interest not to pursue that idea. The Empire views the friendly terms of its relationship with Britain more highly than anything at the moment. An Englishman has been murdered on our own soil. To name an Englishwoman as the primary suspect, well, without irrefutable evidence, that would be completely out of the question. So that's the result of the disappearance of the Phantom Woman in this case. But it's not right. One possibility does spring to mind. What do you mean, Cosmo? Humane University is currently hosting a number of exchange students from Great Britain, and I'm fairly certain that one of them, studying in the Medical Facilities Research Laboratory, is a young Englishwoman. What? You're a shrewd man. I can see why you're the chosen candidate for the overseas study tour. When I moved the woman from the scene of the crime, I thought it prudent to check her identity first. And report the name that you knew the lady in question at once, Inspector. The Englishwoman sitting at the university professor's table was a certain Miss Giselle Brett. Giselle Brett? Giselle Brett. I don't know. She was indeed a point student studying in the research laboratory at the University Medical Facility. What is happening here? I admit that under the orders from the police bureau, I erased all evidence of this lady's presence at the scene, and I ordered these witnesses to make no mention of her testimony. It must now be up to your Excellency to decide how to deal with the situation. Very well. My thoughts on the matter are as follows. Thus far, the case presented to the court has been underpinned by a particular crucial premise. Namely, the victim was dining alone. However, as far as we have now discovered that this premise is false, it would be a desertion of our justice system to ignore the truth and give a ruling. But Your Excellency, that would mean missing the noon deadline in order to send the telegraphic report to Great Britain. Our own government will surely be very displeased by such actions. Calm yourself, Counsel. I will not allow the government of our country or any other to influence the proceedings in my courtroom. Inspector Hosonaga. Yes, sir. Will you locate this Jazzy Bell? I'm gonna figure out what this thing is because I really want to figure out.
Acerbic.
That was so good. Pronounce? There we go. Okay. Pronunciation. Pronunciation? Okay. Jezail. Shoot. Okay, well, that was... Okay. I'll try to cut that out. At once, Your Excellency. But that means we'll be going against special orders you were given from the police bureau. As I said before, it is my guiding principle to carry out all investigations flawlessly. So, it won't be a problem? Oh no, it most definitely will. Nothing will get in my way. Except his death cold. The court will adjourn briefly. The prosecution must call the English woman Giselle Brett? Giselle Brett. You'll understand. Do I make myself clear? Yes. Your Excellency. Good. Then we will have a 30-minute recess before reconvening. To be continued. I think this is one of the only trials, like tutorial trials to have pause. But I am going to end this gameplay here. I hope you guys did enjoy. If you did enjoy, just put down a like, put a comment, subscribe if you do want to see more episodes of this and just be updated. And I'll see you guys later. If you guys have, well, before I see you guys, if you guys want any like games for me to play, just put it in the comments. But I hope you guys really did enjoy this. I'll start making the video for this one and the Baldur's Gate one, but have a nice night, everyone.